All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30, Flirty, and Not Thriving. My name is Vanessa Rayne. I'm an adult content creator on Unfiltered and OnlyFans, and I really love conspiracy theories. So we're doing a part two, and this is my lovely co-host, Miss Ashley Hoffman. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Ashley Hoffman. I am 32. I am American and I have worked in the music industry for 15 years. I'm a little bit of psycho, just a little. But I also love
I wasn't
conspiracy
expecting
theories.
that.
But I do love conspiracy theories because they're so out there. But we have a lovely guest with us down here below me and Vanessa. We got a three-way going on again.
I'm a bottom.
Damn it!
And honestly, even earlier he popped into here and I wasn't quite ready yet. And he was like, I'm premature.
All I could think of is Kevin Hart that's she's not ready.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
What? Okay.
Okay, you're gonna have to find that. But for now, Kasey is our very special guest today. We've known, or at least I've known Kasey for a while, and he is one of the hosts of An Evening at the Movies. Yay!
Yeah.
And as of
and
2 days ago.
Oh, is there another? There's also, he's part of I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast, which is a lot of fun. And
we just launched Literature Reapers on Monday.
Yep. Ooh. I was going to say, I knew there was a literature one, but I couldn't remember the name. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
So if you cover anything naughty, 365 days, 50 Shades of Grey, hit me up. Hit a girl up.
Sure
I want to. You know what? I can
naughty
see Amanda.
Stuff will come up.
Oh,
yeah, Amanda. But like, I can't picture you, Kasey, reading like 50 Shades of Grey.
Although, like, okay, the books are not
all 3 books.
Okay, so have you seen the movies?
I've seen half of part 1.
Okay, yeah, because the books they're okay. As a former fanfic smut writer myself, they're okay. They're they can get you off, I guess. But the movies, they just suck.
I just thought the movies were fucking hilarious. I think it's more comical than really anything.
Oh yeah.
So I thought they were fucking hilarious. They're great.
That's pretty much why I only got through, I think, the first half of the first one, because it's like I don't feel like there's any reality.
No.
Yeah.
What they're portraying in this movie.
Oh, completely. It's really pure fantasy, and that type of shit really doesn't happen. And I get it. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen bits and pieces here and there. I roughly know what happens, but
like, I know.
I'm sure you probably aren't missing anything.
Well, it's honestly something that doesn't really pique my interest. The whole 50 Shades of Grey, even the 365 days. I'm not into it. Not into it. I watched like 0.4 seconds. It might have been like 4 minutes, and I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm bored.
I have watched all of them except for the last one. I haven't finished that one yet. I'm about halfway through. But I also am reading the books. They finally translated over from I'm not sure where the woman was from, but they translated it into English finally, and I'm reading the books, and it's very consistent. I can tell you that there are some like key things that I wish were in the movies, but like with those specific movies, and I know you're pretty educated in the whole dom submissive like area.
Yeah.
It gives this false. It's I mean, even I've never tried it. I've never done it, you know, but it seems fake in the book and the movie in both ways. It gives this false reality that, oh yeah, everybody can be a dom and submissive. No, like it takes a special breed of person to like actually dive into that world.
Yeah, it's more of a fad. Everyone thinks that they're a fucking dom nowadays, and they don't understand everything that's behind it. So
yeah,
welcome to the world that 50 Shades of Grey created.
Yep. Oh, completely.
Exactly.
Okay, so today we are diving back into conspiracy theories.
Yes.
Again, we're going to be pulling up on the screen for those watching live, and for those listening, you should kind of come watch us live. You'll get to see these videos instead of just hearing them. And they're a lot of fun. I'm going to say they're a lot of fun, but I kind of don't remember what some of them are about. So, but I know I had questions. So we're going to dive in. Pop the first one on the screen.
Ruin your life. This list shows all the conspiracy theories from the most normal ones we all know to the darkest of the dark that will change the way you literally see the world. And of course, in this series, we're going to be going from the top all the way down to the bottom. Come back. Let's go for part 2.
Oh,
the Titanic didn't hit an iceberg. So we all know about the Titanic, of course, the really famous ship that sunk, and it's commonly believed that it hit an iceberg. But this might change your mind. This is mental. There was, of course, survivors of the Titanic, and a lot of them were interviewed. Not one of them mentioned anything about an iceberg. What's crazy is a few people did say that there was a fire. Interesting. Now go and look at this. Before the ship...
Okay, I just want to pause this for a second to say, I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories around the Titanic, and I purposely wanted to bring this one on just because for Kasey, I know he's covered the Titanic, and we've also covered the Titanic on
Boats and Hoes.
Boats and Hoes. Love my boats and hoes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh,
but this one was different from the typical Jack could have fit on the frame as well, blah blah blah. I've seen this one circling, but I kind of wanted your opinions on this, so keep watching.
If even set sail, you can see a burn area in the photo. And it's actually the engine and boiler room right there. And if there was a fire in there, that's not ideal. Now, there's a couple of theories I'm going to talk about. The first one was that it never even hit an iceberg at all. But it was actually an inside job done by people such as the Rothschild family, which I will make a video on later in the series. Main theory that is very believable has something to do with this burn mark. Now, the theory is there was a fire on the Titanic before it even set off, and this fire weakened the hull of the boat. Maybe there was an iceberg, but not as big as it's made out to be. Did hit this iceberg, and if there wasn't a fire, it would have been completely fine. Everyone would have just not even realised. But due to the hull and the ship already being weakened from the fire, that's what made it sink. I mean, that's a very believable theory. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Do you think that it's believable that the Titanic didn't actually encounter an iceberg? That it was really just a fire?
So I have a different conspiracy surrounding the Titanic.
Okay.
I do believe it. No. So I do believe it did hit an iceberg. Absolutely 100%. But I believe the conspiracy that the Titanic wasn't ready in time for it to initially set sail. So instead of prolonging it and, they switched the ship with the Olympic, which was the same size, same frame, but done at a cheaper rate. Okay. So it had no chance. It wasn't, the Olympic was not the unsinkable ship, but they had to get something out there, so that's what they did. That's the conspiracy that I
think I've actually heard that one.
Yeah.
I know I've heard that one, and I think Ashley might be onto something with that theory. At the same time, I also could see the theory from the video being accurate as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know why they have a photo of it with visible damage and then letting people go on.
Well, that would, I mean, it's like who takes pictures like that and like, oh look,
Right. And are
damage.
they
Let's load 20 or 2,000 people on a freaking boat and
right?
send them off to literally what would amount to their death.
Yeah.
And you have
because if the side of the boat was damaged, it would not take that big of an iceberg to rip a hole in the side. And once water starts coming in, like the movie said, over each one of the things, and then
yeah,
the boat's gone.
I agree. I'm with you, Kasey, that I don't think it would have taken, if that damage, if that were factual, the iceberg wouldn't necessarily have to be that big to cause the damage, or to cause it to sink.
Right.
So maybe not necessarily that it didn't hit an iceberg, but it just wasn't as big as portrayed, especially like in the film.
And here's the other point too, like Ashley made though too. If the Titanic wasn't ready and they swapped it out for a slightly inferior boat,
yep.
The Titanic was the unsinkable boat.
Right.
Yes.
Groundbreaking technology and everything was poured into making that boat as strong as it was. And obviously the Olympic would have been no telling how far, inferior. But, at the same time, if it's that much inferior, a little, not little like that, but I mean, a smaller iceberg could potentially have done the damage that.
Oh, hell yeah.
A huge one would have, I mean.
Yep. I'm with you. I like having both of them coincide and
yeah. And you have to look at the time period too. It was 1912. And so if they had, how the boat was positioned when passengers were coming on, that was the side of the boat that they did not see. So it was easily hideable. And if they actually took that photo, which obviously they did, but is it real? Was there alterations to the photos? Who knows? It's been over 100 years now.
Oh yeah.
But even in that time, that photo took days to process. So by the time it actually made the papers, it was a day, 2 days.
Anyway.
Yeah, the boat was already gone.
Yeah.
There was no stopping it and no stopping the people that died from it either.
Well, no, it's not like the captain had a cell phone that just call him up or send him a text message. Hey, you might want to turn around. We've got a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm with you guys. I like that. So
should I do my conspiracy next?
Yes, right before I get into the next one, because I told you I'm gonna forget. Let's start off with yours.
Okay, so I messaged Vanessa last night, and for those who, I'll do a quick refresher, don't know, in the last 2 episodes we've probably talked about it. There was a viral TikTok in which a very well-known influencer described how she went down on a guy and wrapped his penis in a fruit roll-up.
I'm gonna try to pull up this video.
Yeah.
As well. I'm gonna try to quickly find it here.
Okay. So I'll just keep going in case. Just stop me if you.
Yeah, I found it, but just
okay.
Just trying to not
to cue it.
Oh, this one's great. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull it up here, but you can keep going while I get it up.
I'm 12.
Why do you think 12. I just covered my mouth?
I am 12.
You know what? We're just gonna pull it up. It's gonna we're gonna pull up the actual video here.
Let's do it.
Put it around a and then give it a because I did that last week and it was the most fun I've ever given. And then tell me why This just showed up on my doorstep from the guy that I gave the to.
So she is prepared to like, let's do this. My mouth is ready. Anyways, so my conspiracy around that is, so lately there's been a trend with the whole red 40 dye and people removing it from their diets.
Yeah.
So the fruit roll-up company saw a decline in sales because they have red 40 dye and blue 7, whatever, yellow, whatever. And to prevent that from further happening, I think they hired this woman to, just say, hey, can you promote our product? And she had to, as an adult, because, most of us have kids. I have a child, Vanessa doesn't. I don't know about you, Kasey. No. Okay. So, we don't want to, buy these bad red 40 dyes for our kids. So she had to appeal to the nostalgia,
a different demographic.
Yeah. Very much different demographic. So
50 Shades of Fruit roll-up.
So she went ahead and did it, whether she did or didn't. I do believe she did, knowing her as an influencer. And from that, it went viral and sales skyrocketed. So I think that was an inside job with the fruit roll-up company.
You know what? I can see that.
Kasey.
I just love it. I think it's hilarious.
And it's funny because like ever since I saw that video, I want to do it. I know
she's very fucking prepared. She has so many freaking fruit roll-ups in her house right now. She has,
the words
like, a ridiculous amount.
Rob Schneider, you can do it.
You can do it all day long.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh my god,
that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm all for it. I think Kelsey is hilarious. I'm glad she brought that to everyone's attention.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's definitely. I bet that's going to be like the key for people, like, to spice up their relationships, and you know, I totally want to try it, but no one will let me. That's not asking for offers here, people.
No. Well, okay. So,
you know what? That's going to be a thing for OnlyFans and Unfiltered.
Oh yeah, I think you're going to get an inquiry, and you're just going to have to do it with one of your toys.
Yep. That's, I'm going to do it voluntarily. That just gave me an idea.
Yes. You're welcome.
Right. All right. Let's click to this next one.
Do you know why Disney characters wear gloves?
No. Oh yeah.
Why? Check this out. The gloves Disney characters wear, it's resemblance to
Disney characters don't have gloves on, bro.
What are you talking about? Disney characters don't have gloves.
Like, what do you mean? Like the princesses?
No, look at Mickey.
Oh, okay.
Mickey, Goofy, whoever's in that crew.
Okay, so
they wear gloves. Crew. They wear gloves. Okay. Right? You know why?
Why?
Watch this.
Why? Why do they wear gloves? They're all murderers.
Check this shit out.
They're mass murderers.
Boom. Okay. So you're familiar with those gloves, right?
Yeah.
Mickey's wearing those gloves. It has like the 3 lines on it.
The infamous.
Yeah, the infamous gloves. Interesting. Why those gloves and why those 3 lines?
Okay.
Check this out. These gloves are the same gloves of the Freemasons.
No!
Of the Freemasons, bro.
No.
Crazy.
Okay.
I'm not.
Do you guys know? Are you familiar, Kasey? Okay, so I'm gonna share one of my screens because I had no fucking clue what the fuck it was.
What that is, yeah.
So I'm gonna put this full screen. So Freemasons' secrets allegedly lurk behind everything from the planning of our nation's capital to murder. So they weren't fucking wrong with
the murder.
Yeah, so it's this whole like fucking organization. There's the logo. I don't understand where they're relating Disney, but I was just more intrigued.
That symbol, I'm gonna send it to you, Vanessa. It looks like the album art from Fall Out Boy's Save Rock and Roll album. What the fuck?
That's hilarious. Yeah, so I guess there's like a whole fucking organization that's, you know, still going on. I was actually more just curious if you guys actually knew, because I felt like a total dumbass.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly the history goes all the way back to the point that, and I don't know which exactly of the U.S.'s founding fathers were technically Freemasons, but like Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and people like that, who were all hugely significant in founding this country, were all at some point in their lives Freemasons.
Yeah.
That shit has roots in a lot of the like Dan Brown books. For those of you who don't know, like the Da Vinci Code, the Lost Symbol,
Yep.
Demons, all of that stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely a very.
It was just interesting. I just don't see the Disney.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
but I can see Walt Disney being a part of that, though. That's why I think that they're relating it to Disney and his earlier creations with the gloves and things like that. Because like they've been like
they also said like Walt Disney was a racist, and there's so many conspiracies that his head
around Walt Disney. There's so many.
His head is frozen in like some time bomb under the park, and they sit and talk to him and shit. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard a lot of fucking conspiracies. That we could do a whole episode just on that.
I was gonna say that is an entire. There's so many revolving around Walt Disney that it's
Well, I mean, just in the like the 1990s like VHS animated covers for the videotapes,
right?
Yeah.
With the penis on the
Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Sex written out in the stars on the Lion King. And,
have you
so many?
And that's just scratching the surface.
Like, with movies and stuff. This was another conspiracy that I had heard of. Have you heard the conspiracy about the Wizard of Oz and how in one of the scenes as they're walking down the yellow brick road, in the background, you can see one of the sound guys hanging himself from the tree?
I had heard that. I don't remember what I have heard that.
Spoiler alert for this week's episode of An Evening at the Movies, that actually will be talked about because we will be talking about the OG original Wizard of Oz movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like I had heard that, and I'm like, I look for it and I see something like a shadow, but it could be literally anything.
I actually have a book floating around here somewhere that has like, keep talking, I'll look for it.
Give me a minute.
I'm totally down to do like just an episode of like
like the whole movies and I like there's
I volunteer.
Tribute.
Yes, absolutely. I forgot he still had his headphones on and could still hear us.
Yeah, he just
Hi, Kasey's here. I was gonna say something else, but I can't because it's only for Rob.
Yeah,
Rob. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm totally down for that. I think that's something we should look into because there's
because there's the whole there's the other one is the whole Finding Nemo conspiracy and how
we covered that a little bit in our last one, but there's a few more with Finding Nemo, but it's
so I can't find the book.
Finding No One.
I believe it's called The Essential Wizard. Well, I got it on my Goodreads, but a along the lines of what you guys were talking about, though, Amanda and I actually had a plan that we've been trying to piece together where it's a whole concept of like cursed movies.
Yes.
Oh,
because
yep.
There's actually like a documentary on Shudder where they talk about like the Wizard of Oz, The Crow, The Exorcist, The Omen, all the like Tales from the Dark Side, all these different movies. It's like 8 episodes long, I think.
Oh wow!
Where they talk about each episode like a different movie.
Cool.
And it's very intriguing to say the least. The Essential Wizard of Oz: 101 Things You Did Not Know About the Most Watched Movie in Cinema History.
Interesting. That's awesome.
That is very.
You're gonna have to look into it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It kind of pisses me off I can't find it because I kind of sort of need that for the episode tonight. But.
Yeah. Well, we know what Kasey's going to be doing after this.
Right? All right, let's get into this next one. This guy's name is Lewis.
Only 2 months before 9/11, the World Trade Center was privatized and sold to Larry Silverstein. Every single morning, he ate breakfast in the North Tower on the 91st floor, but not on 9/11. His wife made him an emergency doctor's appointment that day. He also had bought an insurance plan that fortunately covered terrorism, and after the attack, he took the insurance company to court. Silverstein won and was paid double, being awarded a total of $4.55 billion. This might be the largest insurance fraud in history, and he's still a free man. So was it just a coincidence that he wasn't there the day of the attacks? Next up, there's a famous story where a mom in Thailand wanted to be reincarnated as a boy, so she had her only daughter.
Okay, wait a second. I want to talk about the World Trade Center for a second.
Yeah.
Because before this episode, I was asking a bunch of people, and honestly, that was the topic that came up a lot, was like 9/11 and all of that shit. So it was just kind of interesting that came up. I'm going to go back a bit here. So this guy, do you think he was involved? Do you think there's a whole conspiracy as to why he wasn't in the building that day?
Side note, he looks like Colonel Sanders.
If Colonel Sanders was on meth.
I will. Yeah, but still, I will never eat KFC and not think of that guy's face now.
Thanks for ruining it, Ashley.
You're welcome. I'm staring at it and I'm like, damn, is that Colonel Sanders?
I wish I could zoom in to just like
oh god, that vision's gonna be in my nightmares.
I think that's the point. What do you guys okay, you know what? That's honestly Twin Towers and things that's a whole episode in itself. But
yeah, there's a lot surrounding it because like there was a lot of people that weren't in the office. There were quite a few people who missed their flights on and overslept and all this other stuff. So like, are we ever really gonna get answers on that? I don't think we ever are, and other than what has already been made public, and which is still not a lot.
I kind of think they just want to blame someone.
Oh yeah,
that they just want someone to point the finger at.
Absolutely.
So,
because I've heard that
and
it
shit
was
like that.
I've heard that it was planned by the government, and it stemmed because George W. Bush won the presidency, and they didn't want him in the presidency, and they wanted I can't think of the other guy's name at the time. And Al Gore, yes. So was it an inside job? I don't know. Was it planned by the government? I don't know. Like there's that the government created COVID, and they create all these things to kill off to reduce the population. And that's their
tracking
only
devices.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
I mean, hi FBI agent that's watching me. Hope you're doing well.
Right. Oh, and there's Ashley's fucked up clock.
That's totally on the wrong time because the batteries are dying.
And she is procrastinating and not changing it.
Absolutely. ADHD, baby.
Yeah. Sorry. I think they just mostly want someone to point the blame at. I just thought it was kind of hilarious.
I mean, I've even heard that while Donald Trump blamed Hillary Clinton on the World Trade Center.
There's so much finger pointing inside of Washington, D.C. over
everything.
Was it the Middle East? Was it the left side of the aisle? Was it the right side of the aisle? Was it over oil? Was it over... Oh my God. It's...
we made Kasey's brain hurt.
Just a coincidence that he wasn't there the day of the attacks. Next up, there's a famous story where a mom in Thailand wanted to be reincarnated as a boy, so she had her only daughter mark a line on her neck. After she passed away, her daughter gave birth to a boy with a similar birthmark on the back of his neck. Do we think the mom was reincarnated as the son? And lastly, according to the Flat Earth Society, a bunch of idiots, the most obvious proof of our planet's flatness can be found by looking at the horizon. People who believe the Earth is flat are just dumb. Point blank, end the period.
He said it, not me. I'm
the
sorry,
world
but I
is
can't
not
get in.
flat.
I can't get into the Flat Earth Society. I can't.
Jesus
but the mom
Christ.
in Thailand, that I think honestly that's just a coincidence. But if they want to believe that, cool.
Yeah,
that's on
I mean,
you.
I do believe in reincarnation to an extent.
Just not that quick.
No, it takes time. But like, I think that it, like, if you're a human being, your next form is of something else, like an animal or grass or something not, well, you can't say non-living because everything's living. So it's something different than what form you took on in your previous life.
Yeah. I don't believe that whole, But
hey, I just
coincidences,
universe, if you're hearing me, I need to be a puppy when I come back.
I want to be a cat.
Who likes fruit roll-ups?
A puppy that enjoys fruit roll.
Yep. God damn, she'd be a little horn dog too.
Oh, I'd be fucking
just
everything.
like humping the air just constantly.
I've told you that if I were a man, I would just be fucking airplaning that shit.
Oh my God. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
okay. I want to
God.
click onto this conspiracy around Katy Perry being John Benet Ramsey. I just think that's too fun.
Brutal, unsolved murders of all time, Katy Perry? Is she actually murdered child pageant star John Benet Ramsey?
Well, blink twice if you're really John Benet Ramsey.
Wait, no. Theorist Dave Johnson started this conspiracy because he claims he knows from sources close to the crime that John Benet, who happens to look a lot like Katy Perry, was never murdered and it was all a lie. The theory goes that John Benet's parents faked her death and the ransom note because they wanted to get her away from the child pageant scene because she already had a few known creepy men fixating on her, P-words, and people trying to take advantage of her and wanted to use her.
Okay, I have to pause that. When I first watched this, I didn't hear him say P words. And I'm just a child. I just
talent and star quality when she was older. Even their parents look eerily similar if they just got older and aged.
Okay.
So there is a couple discrepancies with that.
I can kind of see the moms kind of looking similar, but I don't see the dads.
No, and Katy Perry was born in 1984, October specifically, and John Benet Ramsey was born in August of 1990. So she would actually be our age.
Okay, so it does go in to say like something about their ages. So, but
yeah,
the parents, I can see the moms kind of, but the dad, that's so far fetched. But
oh,
I
absolutely,
they look quite similar.
How does this photo look like both of them at the same time? To throw people off her scent because Katie would insinuate that people would compare her to JonBenet when she was younger, she for some reason made it clear that she was no stage kid and JonBenet Ramsey wasn't waiting to burst out of her. They would both be in their 30s right now, and they would both...
Like, they look similar.
They do.
I'm not going to be like, that is JonBenet Ramsey, but they do look quite similar. I can see why people...
Like, Katie's almost 40. JonBenet would only be 32
30.
right now.
Yeah, 32 going on 33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes. Are there similar qualities?
They do look similar.
Yes.
Well, and there is
Primarily
the whole idea that people throw out there too, that everybody has a twin out there roaming around somewhere.
Yeah, like a
hell yeah.
Like a doppelganger.
Like a doppelganger, yeah.
I mean, have you
absolutely.
not seen like Zooey Deschanel?
Yes.
Like Katy Perry. There's a couple others that they all look fucking identical.
Yes.
Even some men. There's a guy named Jeffrey something or other, and there's a couple that they just look similar.
I thought you were gonna say Jeffrey Dahmer for a minute.
No, not Jeffrey Dahmer. I just don't remember what his fucking name is. He's hot though. He's got daddy vibes for sure.
Daddy.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep clicking the video before we go on to that.
Sing Christian music, and a lot of people say maybe they can't find the culprit to the murder because it never happened. Before I share what Katy Perry has to say about this, make sure you follow so you finally know the crazy conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and requests you want to see next.
Okay.
Blink twice if you're really...
Blink twice! God, that was aggressive.
Side note, Katy Perry just got fired from American Idol.
What?
Because she's racist and too many sexual harassment cases against her.
I see that.
And the contestants, yeah.
I see that. She hits on everyone. Why do you have a doll?
That's Freddie.
Oh, hi, Freddie.
It's Freddy Krueger.
Oh, well, I know that now, but I just realized, like, why is he?
I had
those
someone
that can't see and are just listening.
Freddie is
holding
an evening at the movies mascot.
I
That's
made a
fun.
joke with someone the other day, and I said, just call me Freddy Krueger, and their response was, ooh, I like a little knife play. I was like, ooh,
red flags.
Yeah,
red flag.
I'm gonna just get a red flag and start waving it around every time Ashley says something, and
I'll get a white flag. I surrender.
Yeah, we should. You know what? We should just have flags: a green, a white, and a red, and just just wave it up.
Oh, and a yellow flag. And a yellow.
What the fuck is a yellow flag? Piss?
A white flag. She submits to fruit roll-ups.
just get a wrapper on a stick.
We're gonna get so many creepers on TikTok now and be like, oh, I'll come get your fruit roll up. Shit.
Right. I'm gonna click this next one. I don't remember what it's about.
And who are they and why are they here?
Monsters.
They're a natural defense mechanism from the planet. They've been here longer than any of us have, or since before the dinosaurs even. These are creatures that go back millions of years potentially and have been living there for a very, very long time. My personal encounter with them is they're highly intelligent, and I guarantee you a living creature that's...
I gotta know, first of all, how many drugs has this man taken? He's had interactions and they're highly okay, you know, we're gonna finish watching before I get into this.
200 or 300 feet tall, that's, you know, several 100,000 or 1,000,000 years old, has a consciousness that probably defies understanding from me or you anyway.
How long have they been here?
Millions of years. Probably even maybe since the beginning of the planet.
Could you give me an example of what one of these giants look like?
Sure. I've only had one personal experience that I can relate. While I have been briefed on the subject and I could describe a few other things, I only have one personal experience that I was there for, saw with my own eyes, and experienced with my own 5 senses. So if you want to imagine something that resembles a big furry primate, maybe like a sloth that walks on its hands and is covered with hair that looks like giant dreadlocks.
How tall
Thought he was gonna
do
say
you think,
pubes.
you know, could you
That's what I
estimate?
thought.
I would estimate that it was probably between 250 and 300 feet tall.
How do they grow to such an extreme size, and why aren't we not seeing them on the surface?
Well, I think we're talking about pre-primordial time. So we're talking about before the dinosaurs, when plants and animals were even larger. So I think we're just talking about they came from a time when biological life grew bigger.
Dude took shrooms, acid, weed, coke, heroin, fucking everything.
He
It was
just no. You know what? Do you know what smoking a Jeffrey is?
no.
Have you never seen Get Him to the Greek with
No.
Katy Perry's ex-husband? What's his name?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Russell
I was
Brand.
going to say Richard, but I was like, that's not right. Russell Brand. You know, smoking a Jeffrey. It's a bit of fucking everything, man, and just stroking the furry wall. That's what it was, man. It was a rug on the wall. That's the conspiracy. What he just did, he took a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
Touched a furry wall, and he was like, man, this is like a sloth.
Like
animal."
he went to a building that resembled fucking Willy fucking Wonka and was licking the walls and touching the fucking floor and was like, oh my god, it's so big. Dude was fucking tripping.
Raspberries taste like raspberries.
I gotta hand it to the interviewer though, because he was really
Straight-faced.
professional, like
How?
straight face. How I couldn't.
How could
I was
you
laughing.
how could you keep that much of a
I couldn't.
poker face and like not even we would have to stop every fucking take and be like, let's do it again.
Right? Like I would just keep laughing. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I had a hard enough time during that clip keeping my face straight.
I know. That's why I was like, I had to stop because I was like, what drugs is this man on? But the whole point in me really going about monsters and stuff, what kind of actual like monsters and creatures do you actually believe are real?
Aliens.
Like, are you aliens? Okay.
Aliens.
Do you believe in skinwalkers? Do you believe in Yetis, Sasquatch, a Sam Squanch? For those that watch Trailer Park Boys.
What's that one?
I don't know.
I don't think
Bigfoot. Bigfoot.
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. So I totally believe narwhals exist, and I do believe Bigfoot exists.
Do you believe Megalodon is still existing?
No.
No. I can't see how we wouldn't have discovered it by now.
Right. Absolutely.
If it's really that large. But
Mhm.
did Megalodon actually exist though?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so either.
I have seen Harry and the Hendersons, so I do believe in Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say I believe in Bigfoot, but
absolutely.
I think we got into it last time. I don't quite believe that, or you know what? I think I was actually talking to Butcher about this in a phone conversation.
Mhm.
That I don't believe like a Yeti, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, anything would actually like physically attack people. You know, they kind of just like to keep to themselves. And
I think Bigfoot is scared and doesn't like people, so that's why you can never find him.
You just described me.
Me.
Am I Bigfoot?
Well,
Oops, sorry. I was watching Freebie.
You've never seen Bigfoot and you in the same room, so.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna go straight on to this next one because
never mind.
You just said similar words.
I saw the
Sam and Adele are actually the same exact person. So if you didn't know, this conspiracy theory started in 2015 when a lot of people online started to notice a lot of similarities between Sam Smith and Adele, like their appearances in this overlay. They're both British, talk the same, both very critically acclaimed singers who sing the same style of breakup ballad music, and they've never ever been seen in the same room together, ever. What are the odds of that? You will never find a photo of them together. I dare you to try. The theory goes someone in the music industry wanted to double up on the money earning potential of this artist, so they would have Sam get in the booth and record something, but they would pitch it up or down to make us think it's two artists. I'm about to play Adele pitched down and Sam pitched up, and they sound exactly like each other both times.
Played out by the band. Love is a losing hand.
Before I show you what Sam has to say about it, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and requests who you want to see next.
Everyone seems to think that I'm Adele. So people think that we're the same person, and I'm just in drag right now. And I get asked all the time in every interview about it, and it's really frustrating. But I am not Adele.
It's so true though, because they've never been at award shows together, not in the UK nor the US. They've never done concerts together. They've never even crossed each other's paths. Where he says, like, he thinks, oh, they think I'm in drag. I think it would be the other way around. So he would drag as Adele. It is a man, but yeah.
Yeah, that just makes me laugh. Honestly, like, yeah, doing the whole like change with the voice, you know, sounds similar, especially going like speeding his up, you know, high pitch.
Absolutely.
Definitely sounds a little like Adele, but doing the reverse, it's questionable. It's that's just fucking hilarious, honestly. But there's also more around like Sam Smith and selling his soul to the devil, because now he's
because he his last song, oh god, what is it?
Unholy.
Yes, that's my guilty pleasure.
Well, I love that song. I think it's great.
I stripped.
I just think he's just definitely getting more used to the industry and what he can and can't do, and he's more known, so he's able to be more of himself and not just put on like this persona. And I think we're just experiencing who what he's just experimenting with within his person,
right?
And now he's, you know, dressing like the devil, just like Lil Nas X, where he's like twerking on the devil.
So I have when Sam Smith came out, it was no, it wasn't around the time, but I feel like they wanted someone similar to Michael Bublé, but from a different country, because Michael Bublé is a very successful, but his success is mostly geared around Christmas and the carols and all that. But they needed somebody to fill the other 7 months out of the year. So, hey, let's bring in Sam Smith. You know, he can sing about the breakups, and, you know, he still has that high, powerful, punch in your face voice that Michael Bublé has.
Yep, I agree.
And now that he's branching out, it's like, oh God, we need someone else to fulfill his destiny. And
I mean, Bublé is now fucking doing bubbly commercials.
Yes. They're terrible, because he is not an actor. He is not an actor.
No, but I think that's where his charm is. You know, I think it's so funny that he does all the Christmas shit, and it's like he's the king of Christmas. Mariah Carey's the queen of Christmas. And now he's just doing these dumbass commercials using like his last name as, I think it's hilarious. I think it's super funny and cute. And
speaking of people who can sing and are not actors, thank you to my appearance and debut on Kendra's podcast, Crushgasm, and her request, because we honor all requests on Anything at the Movies. Amanda and I will be discussing one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time. From
Justin to Kelly! Oh my God! Okay, so I
special edition.
Love.
Yeah, you know what? I can see Ken. Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
okay, I'm doing this live. So okay, hold on. Let me.
I need to write that down. You know what? I need to watch that. I
Oh
miss it.
God, it's so
Yeah.
good.
I need to find it tonight.
So, okay, if you do this, I need to be on it. If you review the movie On the Line with Lance Bass and Joey Fatone,
I will do it.
I love that movie because those two from NSYNC, it's a terrible movie, but
Yeah.
you love it because it just sucks you in. And Lance Bass as a straight man is fucking hilarious.
Oh fuck yeah!
Because you can
know.
just tell
It's so
during the
Terrible
make,
movie.
baby.
yeah, just during the makeout scene, he did not want any part of it. Like,
I wonder why.
"Ew, I'm kissing a girl."
Oh well, that was before he like was out.
Yeah, he
so-
was not out at that time, but
Yeah.
like it's so cringy that it's amazing.
It's phenomenal. Like Britney Spears Crossroads shit.
Oh!
Like, oh my god. So awful, but fucking phenomenal at the same time. Like it's so nostalgic, especially for us who grew up with Britney Spears and like watching American Idol and shit like that. We love this shit.
And if you
It
talk
is
about
so cute, so fun.
if you talk about singers who acted, I mean Selena Gomez, although she is an amazing actress.
Yeah.
But Cher acting is
in what's that?
she did
Burlesque.
Mermaids.
Yep.
She did with the guy, he was a ginger and his
Moonstruck.
face was all messed up.
Mask.
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 Yes. Mask.
So great. Love
Yeah.
it. I think they're yep. Let's I don't know what most of these are, honestly. I've got four more up
was
here.
actually murdered by his
Yeah.
wife. So Kurt Cobain had written a suicide letter before he died. However, if you look at this suicide letter, the first few lines are written in completely different handwriting than the rest. So in the first few lines, he basically mentions that he wants to pursue a new direction in his music career. The rest of the note, which is the suicide portion, is written in smaller and different handwriting, and it doesn't even look close to the handwriting that was in the first few lines. Even more suspicious is that when they did his autopsy, they said that the amount of substance in his system was much higher than the regular dose, and that he wouldn't have been able to even lift the shotgun and shoot it. So doesn't that sound like something might be off here? It had seemed like he was actually writing a breakup letter for his band. He was preparing to say like, I wanted to try something new, and then the letter just kind of carries on into like suicide.
Okay, I want to find the the letter. I know that they showed it. Because I just want to look at the handwriting. But I kind of believe this, honestly. I have always kind of believed that.
Fuck Courtney Love.
I know.
Fuck that bitch. She killed Kurt Cobain. She can go burn in hell. And I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
I'm 100% passionate about that.
So I wish I could zoom in on this shit because it is so smashed together that it is kind of hard to decipher, on this show right now.
Right.
But I actually have seen the letter, and you can tell a difference in the writing, whether or not it's just wanting to try something new or blah blah blah. Obviously, we don't know that, but
because it's been
proven
proven
it was a suicide.
It's been proven that your handwriting changes every few years.
Yeah.
So Will Smith has, depending on the decade of his life and where he was, he has stated that his signature was always different. So back in the 80s, when he was rapping and doing Fresh Prince, he only went by Will. And it wasn't until the 90s that he went by Will Smith. And then in the 2000s, he went by William or something. Like, he always changed it up. And like, someone who actually looks at autographs went through and showed the similarities, but the actual differences and prove that it was, in fact, every single one was his signature.
Interesting.
So did Kurt, start this letter years prior or months or decades or whatever, and then put it down and then found it and pick it back up and start writing, and he had a different handwriting? That's absolutely a possibility. But I am taking this to my grave. Courtney Love fucking killed him.
I'm with you.
100%.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't see how. No, I don't. I just don't believe it was a suicide. I really don't.
Mm-mm.
I can't hear you, Kasey.
Kasey is silent.
He's muted.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay. I love that you picked this because literally Kurt Cobain is like the most famous person to ever come out of my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, yeah. I didn't even. Yep.
Yep.
And I don't want to be that guy who just. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that she may not have necessarily pulled the trigger, but she is in some way, shape, or form involved.
Yeah.
It's my whole thing. Like, it's my whole OJ theory all over again. OJ may not have been the one to actually physically murder his wife and what's his face.
Yeah.
But he had something to do with everything, and he is just as guilty as the person that did it.
Oh, absolutely.
I honest to God believe Courtney Love may not have been the one to literally, blow Kurt's brains out.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
she could. Truth be told, at the end of the day, you do not have to be an intelligent person to realize if you're Courtney Love, the last place in the world you want to be when that happens is caught in the attic of that garage on their property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be anywhere else but there.
If anybody is coming down the street and they see you come out of that, you're done. You are finished. You will. And once they find, oh shit, your husband, Kurt Cobain, who is one of, he's
one of the most famous people,
influenced the evolution of music in the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you are the one that was physically seen walking out of the apartment after he was found, or before he was found dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, she wouldn't have lived freaking 5 days after that event. I can guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Not at all.
Especially with all those 1990 emo babies wearing flannels in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No.
No fucking way.
But I 100% think Courtney Love is in some way, shape, or form significantly involved in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the battle between her and then Chris and Dave over royalties and whatnot for their music. Seriously, lady, come on. You're not helping your case to prove that you didn't do. Let the two other people, the living members of that band, have what is rightfully theirs.
Mm-hmm.
They helped create that music as well.
Yeah.
She had no part in the band. She was not a writer. She was not an influence. She wasn't fucking anything. She just happened to be the bitch that he fucking knocked up. That's it. And it's such an insult to Chris and Dave. But she always wanted to dip into everything because her career failed and continues to fail, and nobody wants anything to do with her.
Absolutely. Oh, Kasey, you're muted. Or something's wrong again.
I wonder if he has a mic like yours.
Oh my God, I know.
I don't know what the hell that problem is, but for some reason it tends to happen from time to time. But the only significant celebrity impact that she's ever had would probably be playing Larry Flint's wife in The People vs. Larry Flint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that,
she's a mess.
She is a hot mess. I've heard rumors that her daughter has minimal to do with her.
That doesn't surprise me. I also wouldn't want anything to do with her.
I could see it.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So,
I'm not.
Hashtag fuck Courtney Love.
Yeah.
Yes. Hashtag fuck Courtney Love. Have that trending on Twitter.
Yes. we haven't had a trending topic in quite many years, Vanessa.
Holy shit, I know.
Our last trending topic was Mariana's Trench.
Yay.
Our babies. Even though they're older than us.
That's facts. That is some facts.
By like a decade.
Right. No, I know. But yeah, going on the Twitter topic, don't forget to follow us on all the social medias at 30flirty podcast, except for the fucking Twitter, which is at 30flirty-pod.
Fuck
and,
you,
find all our shit at 30flirtypodcast.podbean.com. Did you just say Massimo?
No, I said fuck you, Elon Musk. Oh, Massimo.
Oh my God. Okay. With that, Sir Kasey, can you tell us where everyone can find you and all of the things you got coming up and all the good things?
Well, An Evening at the Movies is available everywhere you can find get your podcast listening fix. Literature Reapers, well, it's also available on the I Did Not Make These Rankings Podcast Network website, www.idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. Literature Reapers is currently only available on Spotify, but we are working on getting it distributed elsewhere. So if you are interested in that, check us out on Spotify. But I will keep everybody updated on the Facebook group page for the show as to when it will be available on other platforms. As well, this month we are on An Evening at the Movies looking at Wizard of Oz movies, and we will be starting a greatest Tom Hanks movie bracket Memorial Day weekend.
Nice.
Crowning the greatest Tom Hanks movie of all time on his birthday, July 9th. So stay tuned for that. In June, we've got the schedule starting to fill up, and hopefully we're looking at getting one of our favorite 30 flirty and not thriving people back on the show.
Yes.
So
and I still have to make my appearance.
Yes, we will be having Ashley at some point.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that as well. But definitely you can find us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, the Gram, TikTok. Yeah, otherwise, thank you guys for having me back on. It's been fun. I missed you guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Yes, we missed you. It's been quite a while.
Well, since New Year's.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And he's been out of commission for a bit. Frick.
Yes.
For those just listening, Kasey just held up his arm, and he's been through the fucking ringer.
Shit.
Big ass. Big gash, lots of infection, and then literally the day after I got out of the hospital, my dad passed away. So,
oh, that is honestly the freaking worst.
Ugh.
That is. I'm sorry.
2023 has not been great at all.
Not off to a great start.
Well, and then back in December, we lost my uncle too.
Yes.
COVID related stuff. So, it is what it is.
Man.
I'm happy to be getting back on track, and I'm happy to be recording new episodes. I'm happy to be back with my favorite 30s and flirties.
30 dirties and
30 flirties.
So if you're really into the conspiracies, we will have part 3 on June 3rd with our favorite Jeremy from Maniacal Music Musings.
And
we have
Paranormal, the new normal.
Yes, I always forget that one. And we have a second episode this week.
Oh yeah, we do. We have another live episode coming on Saturday the 6th,
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, with our good friend
Shane Archer Reed.
Yay! Talking a bunch of music, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, more to come on that. And we will see you on the next episode. Not next week on Saturday.
We'll see you in 3 days. I'll be just as crazy,
if not crazier.